The Eastern Conference, guys, man, it was a great first week for the Eastern Conference. Really fun to watch some games, a lot of back and forth. I watched that first Leafs game. It was absolutely insane. A little back and forth. Looked like classic Leafs with Brody falling down on that first goal. But the Leafs came back in that game. Then they gave it up. And then they came back in that game thanks to Austin Matthews and company, eventually winning game one in the shootout. The Pittsburgh Penguins have already played 3 games. They are 2-1. They looked great opening night. They still fell to the Connor Bedard-led Chicago Blackhawks, but against the Capitals and against the Calgary Flames, they found a way to get it done, and man, oh man, the Penguins might be a team to look out for this upcoming season. Boston looks very good, even without that depth up front at the center position with Krejci and Bergeron gone. They still look pretty solid enough to get it done by committee this year, so that should be a very intriguing thing. The Carolina Hurricanes doing what Carolina Hurricanes do, winning hockey games with whatever it takes during the regular season. We will always see them at the top of the standings for the foreseeable future with the way that they play during the regular season, and they have started that 2-0 to start the year so far. Montreal actually has looked very good, even though they've only played 2 games. They kept it competitive with the Maple Leafs, who are expected to win the Atlantic Division. So they should be pretty stout and tough. New Jersey Devils look very good only after 2 games. Islanders look decent. Rangers, they put a pumping on the Buffalo Sabres night 1, but then came back down to earth, losing their second game. Down near the bottom of the standings, I think, are what I expected at least, with the Panthers 0-2 already. The Capitals, they're 1-1. Or they're 0-1. They've only played the 1 game against the Penguins. Blue Jackets look decent. Tampa Bay is down there right now, but again, it's only week 1. We don't have to throw the panic button. I think they've looked very good for the goaltending that they are going to get this upcoming season, so that is promising for Tampa Bay Lightning fans. But most notably, down at the bottom right now are the Buffalo Sabres. They got pumped night 1 against the New York Rangers. I watched that game live. They kind of looked out of sync. They couldn't really get it going up front. They tried the chip and chase game. It didn't really work. They tried the skill game. That didn't really work. Or the all Swedish, no finish type approach. They couldn't get it done night 1. And then they couldn't get it done night 2 as well. Just unable to get it past the Islanders. They lost a tight game. So hopefully that's not a precursor to things to come this upcoming season and losing close hockey games for Buffalo Sabres fans. But again, it's only week 1. We don't have to throw any panic buttons just yet. But let's take a look at a few teams when it comes to their individual team stats. Let's take a look at the Boston Bruins. And again, super early, I know with points, it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, wow, he's up there. He's really great. Pasternak, 4 points. He's looked very good. James Van Riemsdyk, I think he's going to be a really sneaky good player that he potentially could have 40 to 50 points this season, and I think that'd be a great one for him and a great one for the Bruins to get that out of him. I think that would be great for both parties. So look out for James Van Riemsdyk. He's played great both ends of the ice, looking very good in the offensive zone. So look for him to be a huge addition to their squad. This Matthew Portras, centerman, young kid, he's stepping in the lineup as so far week 1. He is potentially one of those diamonds in the rough that the Bruins typically always find. They did with Krejci. They did with Bergeron. Is this the next diamond in the rough for the Boston Bruins? We'll have to wait and see. Again, it's only week 1. He only has 1 point, but he's looked very good at both ends of the ice, in the face-off circle and in the defensive zone. For a young kid to play the way he is, it is a very promising notion for the Boston Bruins and their fans. In between the pipes, I've been really impressed with their goaltending. Ullmark has looked like Ullmark. The returning Vezina winner has looked great. Goals against average is 1.0, and then his save percentage, 9.52. Swayman's looked good as well. So I think for those fans who thought that my prediction of the Bruins was a little low, they've looked good so far. Again, it's only week 1. Injuries can happen. Things can happen. But so far, so good for the Boston Bruins. Another team I want to highlight in this section, we're going to be talking about the Maple Leafs in their own little segment here in a little bit. We'll talk about the Penguins in a little bit. But another team I do want to highlight are going to be the Tampa Bay Lightning. So let me pull them up here really quickly, and we'll take a quick little peek at them. Points, getting it done by committee with their top dogs. Kucherov, Hedman, Stamkos all have 4 points. Hagel, 3 points. 3 points. Nicholas Paul, dude has looked very good. He's got sneaky good hands. He's great on both ends of the ice. He's got that salt and pepper in front of the net. That guy is definitely going to be putting up 40 to 50 points this upcoming season. Hagel might be a 60, 70 point guy, so that's really encouraging for the Lightning. They've looked okay in their D zone, nothing too crazy, but the goaltending, Johansson, however you want to pronounce his name, goals against average 4.09. Save percentage is only an 8.89, so that's a little worrisome. Maybe shore up that D zone a little bit better. Maybe help him see the puck more. I know that a couple goals that first night, dude was screened. He couldn't really see the puck, and that goes both ways. Him trying to look around the right way, around the screen, as well as the defenseman moving his man out of the way enough so that the goaltender can get his feet set, get his eyes on the puck, and make a play. So far, it hasn't been as shaky as I thought it would be for him between the pipes, but obviously it can get better. Again, we're only 1 week in, no panic buttons, nothing needs to be pressed at this point in time. But the Lightning have looked pretty good. So really interested to see what they can do moving forward. Another team I do want to take one quick peek at are going to be the Detroit Red Wings. They're going to be an interesting team. They I think will be on the bubble of potentially making the playoffs. DeBrincat leading the team in 4 points. He's probably getting the ice time he finally thinks he deserves and deserved back in Ottawa, but he's getting it now and he's showing for it, playing great hockey. Comfort, 3 points. Siders got 2. Sprong, a new addition as well to the Red Wings, already has 2 points. Gostisbehere has 2 points, so they're knocking on all the right cylinders as of right now with their team. Goaltending, Husso's been the only one to play for them. He's got a 3.57 goals against average with an 8.63 save percentage. That's obviously going to get better with his caliber of goaltending. Maybe, again, it will help if they shore up their D-zone a little bit more. I think that's where the question marks for me as the season goes on, with them potentially dropping a couple games here and there in a row. If they can keep up with that and do a little bit better in the D-zone, chipping pucks out, cleaner breakouts, better man-to-man switches, better man-to-man marking, odd man rushes, limiting that with hard back checks. Again, there's a lot of different pieces that will come into it here for a younger type team that will maybe have some bumps in the road. But again, this year is very pivotal for the Red Wings in that development. Can they take that next step? Will they be able to take that next step? We'll have to wait and see. But week 1 is definitely so far so good, I think. Through 2 games, they have 2 points. They've split the points so far. If they can continue that and maybe do a little bit better, they have a chance to fight for those later playoff spots, the wild card spots with your Ottawa Senators, your potential Pittsburgh Penguins, Islanders. You're going to be fighting that position with those teams, and maybe even the Buffalo Sabres. Obviously, I think the Buffalo Sabres, but it will be interesting to see that. But I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments. What do you guys think about week 1 of the Eastern Conference so far? Has it been what you've expected? Do you expect more out of the Buffalo Sabres? I think all of us would say yes. Who has been the surprise team so far in the East for you? Are the Maple Leafs the clear front runners for the Atlantic and the Eastern Conference? Let me know what you guys think down below.